Is The Rock okay? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like Hollywood's biggest brand might be having a total midlife crisis. And with that realization, he's stepping into what could be the hardest role of his career, playing MMA and wrestler Mark Kerr in a dramatic biopic of Kerr's life. Now, The Rock's been all over my feed lately, mostly because of the photo where he looks like he's lost a ton of weight. Now, honestly, he's still huge, don't get it twisted, but for a guy that size, even a little drop makes him look noticeably depleted. And yeah, maybe it's just a pump cover hiding the bulk beneath, but the point isn't whether he's smaller, it's why. Because this new version of The Rock isn't about showing off size, it's about stripping down the brand to actually act.
Like, and I'd shared this with Emily for years, like it's gnawing at my gut to do more and challenge myself and grow and do something where I'm not chasing box office, but I'm doing it for me.
Now, The Rock still looks pretty big in the trailer for the movie, so to me it seems like this might have happened after the movie he lost this ton of weight, but I do think it does have something to do with the movie still. Stay with me. Now, people have long speculated about PEDs and The Rock, performance enhancement drugs, steroids, when it comes to him. He's never confirmed it, and he's probably never going to. Maybe when he's really old he might, because his brand is squeaky clean. You don't hear really bad things about The Rock. Sure, there's a little bit here and there, but he works very hard to keep it as clean as possible. I even read that in his contract it says he can't lose a fight on screen. Weird, wild stuff, but let's be real. Any adult can see this man hasn't stayed that massive naturally at his age. And here's where I think the crisis comes in. When you're young and you choose acting, it's about the art. You love the craft, and if you get paid, amazing. If you make millions, unbelievable. But for The Rock, somewhere along the way, acting became marketing purely. He turned himself into a marketing machine, a mascot for mass monetization. Now, it seems he's realizing that all the money in the world can't replace true passion. Surprise, surprise. You either love the work or you don't. And I think deep down, he does actually love it. I kind of wish he did it earlier though, to be honest with you, as I'm sure he's got enough money by this point, but somewhere along the way, this man got addicted to the image, to being the billion-dollar brand that he designed for himself. That kind of dependency can be destructive and completely soul-sucking. So what's this role that's supposed to test him like never before? Show us a side of The Rock that we've never seen. Well, he's playing another wrestler, so maybe not the Revenant out here. But still, he's not playing just any wrestler. He's playing Mark Kerr, a wrestler turned MMA legend, whose life was as brutal outside the cage as it was inside. The Smashing Machine, which at time of recording will be out this Friday, October 3rd. Kerr's story is heavy. Years of pain and injuries led to opioid addiction. He admitted to fighting under the influence, taking painkillers just to get through trainings and matches. His relationship with one Don Staple unraveled under the pressure he was feeling. He was celebrated in the ring, but truly a broken man outside of it. There's even a 2002 HBO documentary, The Smashing Machine, which already showed how raw his life was. And this new film, I think, will likely just push it even further. Let's take a deeper look at the parallels between these two and seeing what The Rock can actually bring to the table with this role. Because I think it's a lot. Kerr's gone through immense physical pain from years of fighting. There's been emotional collapse from being unable to live up to expectations that he rose to himself, the destructive toll on his relationship I mentioned before, the sense that his career and life were just slipping away from him.
The part that hurts is that when everybody else around you can see how f***ed up you are, except you can't see yourself. You know, you can't see yourself, lethargic, or you can't see yourself, not sharp or right on, but thinking you're right on top of your game.
So thinking about him being a celebrated fighter in the ring, but feeling broken and lost outside of it. Bro, all of this is prime drama territory. This is like an actor's wet dream. Now, The Rock, he didn't battle substance abuse in the same way, but I argue his allegations of steroid use over the many, many years is an addiction in itself. He may not be addicted to the substance itself, but he's addicted to the image, the brand he's turned himself into, causing him to hurt himself with these drugs. And I think that counts a lot. Not to mention, Kerr also admitted to doing steroids as well, but honestly, I think that's a minor connection that these two even have. It goes so much deeper than that.
Do you want to talk about somebody on the sauce when you look at Mark Kerr in his heyday?
Oh,
holy
my goodness.
Captain America besides Randy.
I was there
She was like
when
285.
I was there when
Shredded.
Kerr
He wrestled at 188 in college, senior year, I believe, and he was 260.
And then he was like, this is gay.
I was there when
I'm going to 285.
Kerr fought Dan Bobbitt, and he stuck his chin in his eye. Stuck his chin in his eye socket and
The good
grabbed the
days.
back of his neck.
Oh,
and just went,
God. I'll tap.
Look at that's me interviewing him.
So we've got Mark Kerr and the weight of being a pro fighter and the damage it caused his body. The Smashing Machine label became both his brand and his prison. Then there's The Rock. WWE nearly broke him physically, and he has said that multiple times. He's had other thing I don't think people really think about. Like, you're that guy and people see you as that guy. You feel the weight of living up to being that guy, and anything less than being that guy is failure. And that can be a ton to carry as a regular person on a regular day, because ultimately you're not a real superhero. You're not really invincible. You're a regular man. So Kerr was trapped by the Smashing label, and behind the Smashing Machine persona, he battled depression, insecurities, feeling broken despite being seen as invincible. You know, does that not sound familiar with The Rock? The whole not being able to ever lose a fight on screen, for starters. But even more important, The Rock has spoken about his struggles with depression in his early life. After being kicked from the CFL, the Canadian Football League, in 1995, yep, that's right, The Rock's dad is Canadian, if you didn't know. Anyways, he hit rock bottom, pun intended, had only $7 in his pocket, and felt like his dreams were dead. His coping mechanism? Becoming a workaholic and relentless training. I've been there and I've done that myself, and it will tear you down in so many ways. But The Rock, he went through what he's called the worst time of his life, suffering from severe depression. Later in life, he's spoken up openly about the battles, these thoughts, even while being like one of the world's biggest stars. It still wasn't enough to curb what he was feeling inside. It never is. It's truly the weight of the macho man label, the invincibility persona, that's crushing them, not on the outside, but on the inside. Now, Kerr's love story is also just as tragic. Collapsing under addiction and pressure is one thing The Rock knows all too well. The Rock's first marriage collapsing under fame and workaholism. So there's Dawn Staple, who is Kirk's love interest.
The closest person I am is to Dawn. And, you know, if that relationship doesn't exist on some level, I pretty much don't have any family.
She's played by the oh so lovely Emily Blunt, and their relationship unraveled under addiction and pressure, becoming part of the biggest, rawest parts of the HBO documentary, which I recommend. The Rock, his first marriage to Danny Garcia ended in divorce in 2007 after a fame and constant work put the strain on family life. They rebuilt their friendship, which is great, but that collapse showed how success cost him stability at home. And sometimes money can't buy you everything. And that's why this might be The Rock's greatest role yet, I think. He doesn't get to be invisible in this. He doesn't get to be the corporate superhero. He has to break, to unravel, to show us pain. Because the truth is, Kirk's tragedy is an actor's dream. And if The Rock can pour half of his lifetime of struggle into this performance, he could shock the world. So maybe the Smashing Machine isn't just about Mark Kerr's downfall, but maybe it's also The Rock's therapy, a way to finally strip away the corporate mask and remind us why he started acting in the first place, and a way to remind himself that it's okay to be human. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment, like, share this out, and until next time, what's the best recent film you've seen?